What's up guys, Weather Wednesday coming at you with another Watcher of Realms video, and today we're going to take a quick look at the new iteration of the Immortal Codex. Now we have seen the Conqueror before and we've seen the Wasteland Titan before, but we have a new champion, a new hero to defeat in the Arbiter of Frost. It's Boreas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you a quick run of all of my Immortal Codex teams. As you can see, I'm pretty good at the Conqueror. I am terrible at the Wasteland Titan. And I am surprisingly good at Arbiter of Frost. So we'll start off with the Conqueror. I'm at top 21%. And I will show you the champions that I use. I should probably switch this out, to be honest. Well, I can't really. I got Wrath, just as the Lord. I got Valeria. I got Volca. You know what? No, I need Volca to be able to bring up these two guys. But I've got Lust and Cerberus and Aatrox. Volca is to bring up the cost, or to lower the cost for these two guys. That's the reason why she's in the team, because they do some insane damage. So unfortunately, I wish I had a better Lord in there than Wrath, and I wish I could replace Volca with Arrogance, but you know, you only got 6 guys, so let's go ahead and we'll auto fight it. And so what I do, typically with these bosses, what I do is I don't use my ultimates until we get through like there's this basic round before you really fight the boss. And I try to save my ultimates as much as possible for when the boss rush starts. So I've got Valeria up here in the lead, Lust behind her, Volca and Wrath. But I save my Aatrox and Cerberus for the boss rush because they're both prone to die, and they're not really necessary for the early rounds. I just save them, and then as you can see, I bring in Cerberus and I bring in Aatrox, and yes, they die, but Aatrox comes back to life real quick, and Cerberus, he leaves that cloud behind him, so he's still doing damage even when he's not on the battlefield. And so I just bring them in as often as I can, and they do some amazing damage. That was not my best run. That was a pretty poor run, to be honest, but there's always RNG involved in how quickly they die and stuff like that. So that was a pretty poor run, but with the same team, I've done much better. I haven't really changed those heroes since this A+, so that's just an RNG factor. Don't worry too much about this. Now, Wasteland Titan, unfortunately, I just do not have these heroes built very well. I'll show you the run, but I think I've even taken off the gear off of these champions. So I don't have the best healers in the game. You know, I've got Hollow and Vortex, of course. Dolores and Maiden's really good for this, but they're not, you know, other than Vortex, Hollow, and Dolores, my healers aren't built that well. I got Ezran, and I just pulled Artemis. I don't even know if he's that good for this. It doesn't really say who's good for this, but I'll show you the run. I'm not going to do that well on this run because I don't know who is even geared right now. But all I tried to do is I mostly try to keep the center Ionas alive as much as I can. The ones on the far left and the far right up front, they usually die first. And then I just auto the ultimates. But my healers just aren't geared that amazingly well, unfortunately. So I just don't do that well on this. Maybe if I got like an LON or another, top tier healer, that'd be good. I just don't know. I don't know what else I can do other than, like, my Vortex could probably be better. My Hollow could be better. I just put my Vortex at the back there. Might in there. Dolores there for her inspiration. As you can see, the team's just not that good. I mean, I get an A, but apparently so does everybody else. So not that good of a team, unfortunately. And I just haven't really put in the effort to make it any better either. What can you do? Like, I just don't have the best healers, and I don't have the best gear for my healers. So, as you can see, I got an A, but that's not that impressive, unfortunately. So, if I'm doing something way wrong, let me know. I just haven't really run into a better solution. So, top 48% is not super impressive. But my Arbiter of Frost team is pretty good. I was pretty surprised. Basically, you need champions that do damage over time. So I just built Kook. I held off on building him for as long as I possibly could because I don't really like using rares. I know there are a few helpful ones in the game, but I just hate building rares. Like, I want legendaries. What can I say? I just got this chick. I continually forget her name. What is her name? Anai. I just got Anai over the weekend. Built her up right away. I was disappointed when I pulled her, but she's actually good for the Arbiter of Frost. Yeah, so I put in Arrogance and Zillatu and Hex and forget this guy's name all the time too. Shoot. I forget the ones that I don't use that much. Alistair. So he was the legendary fusion. I think he's been the only legendary fusion, at least since I've started the game. I started the game a couple months in after global launch. I don't think that there was one before him. I think I've done all the fusions. Well, let's see. So Alistair, he's good at this. So all these heroes are pretty good at this particular event. Kook is really good for the bleed. I tried my best to not have to build him, but he's good for this. Anaya is really good for this. And so this team turned out pretty good. I'll go ahead and auto fight it. And again, I hold off on the ultimate until I really need it. But other than that, I just let them go ham. Nothing special about the lineup. Alistair there, Kook there. I've got Arrogance behind Zillatu. I don't know which one should be in front of the other. I could probably switch that up and try it, but I don't think it's that big of a difference. And Nye and Hex. So I just wait, and then I just let my ultimates go and go and go. And so this is a pretty good team, surprisingly. I thought perhaps the new boss would be harder than other bosses, but this one didn't really give me that much trouble. I mean, you can use a rare that you can get easy enough. And maybe I just happen to have good heroes for this. Maybe I just got lucky on this particular thing, and I didn't get that lucky when it comes to the healer, so that just kind of happens. And so I just let them go, and I guess I could probably try Setrum. He's really good for the shield, but that's okay. I think I do just fine without him. You know, I pretty much just tried this team, and it worked pretty well, so I just ran with it. I don't think I'm going to really be able to improve that much over this, other than getting better gear. And I spent all weekend farming Gear Raid 3, as I'm sure many of you did. Pretty much used all of my auto battles. I'm completely out. I ran through probably 1,200 auto battles, give or take. So I've got a little bit of gear, a little bit more gear for my right side, and I need to start farming my Gear Raid 1 a little bit more. New record, huh? So does that bump me up at all? Top 11%. That's pretty good. Top 11%. How about that? So Arbiter Frost team, pretty good. Conqueror, not terrible. Wasteland Titan, I am an embarrassment. So let me know how you have fared on this current rotation of the Immortal Codex. Do you like the Arbiter of Frost? Do you think that's pretty cool? Did you have any trouble finding the right heroes for this, or did you just happen to be a little bit lucky like I did with the necessary heroes? Honestly, I just I try what I have, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's it. That's my Immortal Codex teams. I think 2 of them are okay, and 1 of them's pretty terrible, but what can you do? Thanks so much for watching. I'm Weiler Wednesday. Don't forget to subscribe for more Watcher of Realms content.